My next guest is coming off a dominant win this past weekend at UFC Vegas 64, getting it done over Liudvik. It's Johnny Munoz Jr. back here on the program. Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Feels like I was in a 3-round fight, but I feel pretty good. Nothing crazy, no injuries. So, yeah, man, thanks for having me back on. It's always cool talking to you.
Yeah, it's cool talking to you, especially off a win, man. Outside of a finish, could that fight have gone any better?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good strategy that I stuck to beat him. 'Cause I know he's a durable guy, man. He's never been finished in his career. Mm, he takes heavy shots, has an iron chin on him, doesn't fall down. And I feel it was a good game plan. There's always things I could do better. I'm very hard on myself. And I believe that when we went to the third round, when I had him on the ground, because we weren't on the ground really at all. It was I come from a jiu-jitsu background, but one off using boxing and striking. You know what I mean? But I feel like if I was on the ground longer, I would have finished him. But that's the fighting business. So, but he's a tough guy. I have nothing but respect for him.
Anything about him surprise you at all? Kind of looking back on the performance.
No, I mean that's kind of what I expected, but what did surprise me, I feel with me compared to all the other fights I've seen him, the UFC, tough. Uh, I feel with me he wasn't putting as much pressure compared to his other fights. I don't know if he was more cautious of the takedown, going to the ground. I don't know, but I mean there was his moments where he was walking down, but then I feel he had there was times I was walking him down, so that was a little surprise to me because I never seen him get walked down in the fights he's had in like UFC and Ultimate Fighter.
Anyone watching at home, I'm sure you felt the same way when it went to the judges' scorecards. You were going to get the nod. Was there any worries at all? Because we've had some weird decisions lately. What were you feeling when it hit the scorecards?
Yeah, I knew I won. I thought I won every round, but judges are crazy, so you never know. I mean, but I was telling my corner, yeah, I won the fight, and they say, yeah, that should be your win, and it went my way. And even I think all the MMA outlet media, like they had it for me,
Yeah.
30-27, all rounds as well. So yeah, so judges got it right, except Sal Diamato. I don't know about that dude. He's always doing something over there that makes
He's the
my
wild
eyes
card.
itch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's always the
Sometimes
wild
I don't
card
get
over
what he
there.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. So again, big win here, back in the win column. How do you celebrate after the victory?
Yeah, I mean, after the fight, I went straight to In-N-Out, got a 4x4. I love In-N-Out, man. Demolished that thing. But yeah, man, I don't like to. Obviously, I let it soak in, but I want to get back to training already. You know, what could I do better? Study my fight. And obviously, you could take a little time off physical work, but you can still train mentally. You know what I mean? Study your fight. Okay, what can I do better? Okay, view the fight. Okay, how would like a future opponent view that fight to capitalize whatever I was doing to beat me? So those are the little things I could do, and I'm excited to do that 'cause I just want to get better. And I'm one of those guys, like, after a fight, I wanna get back to the gym. I don't just, go celebrate and start buying all this stupid shit, you know what I mean? I wanna
Yeah.
get back in, and because the job's not finished, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got the win, but this is just part of the process, the short-term goal to get where I wanna be, and that's to, be the best fighter in the world. So, once I'm there, then I'll really celebrate.
What's
Maybe
been the
go to
response?
Ibiza or something, who knows?
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Got to have a nice vacation. What was the feedback like on social media? Because again, it was a very dominant performance.
Yeah, I mean, on social media, I got a lot of new followers. I think a lot of people I got a lot of good praise. I think for the most part it was positive. I think the only negative stuff I got was about my post-fight speech. That was
Oh,
about
really?
I had some people come at me on Twitter. Mostly it was Twitter. Uh, but yeah, most of it was positive. But I mean, that's what it is, man. You're not gonna make everybody happy. So
No, you could post a photo of a cute cat and someone's gonna have a problem with it, right? Like it's just the way
yeah.
social media is designed these days. Did you have anyone win any money on your fight? I imagine you by decision or just anything would have been brought back a decent return. Do you have anyone win any money?
Yeah, some people were like, "Oh, thanks. I picked you to win. You made me some money." So I got, some people made money, so that's cool. Like I'm for everybody making money, and hopefully they do the good things with that money. But also a lot of those betting lines, man, before the fight, some of those betting guys, they talk a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I was surprised because I got tagged in a couple videos, and I heard one of them. I was like this dude probably never fought a day in his life. I would like to see him get in there. Like, he was just running his mouth. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm cool. Like, do your thing. Like, be a journalist, but you got to have some kind of respect for the fighter, man. Like,
Got
you're
to be
not the one
fair.
getting in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you got to write your story, or you gotta talk the fight to place the betting lines or what you think. But there's a certain thing. Like, if you're not a fighter, I feel like you should not be talking shit. If you're a
Yeah.
fighter, then I mean, talk your shit. You're in there doing it. You know what I mean? Build the fight. But if you're like a journalist or even a online betting thing, talking shit's not going to get you views. You're not going to sell a fight doing that. So I really don't understand that. But some of those guys need to be smacked.
We talked before this fight, and I know that was, I believe, the last fight on your contract. Just how nice is it now? You get a really dominant win here. You got a lot of negotiating power here.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I said it before. I was trying to think about the pressure and all that stuff. It was more like show up, be me, be present, be in the moment in the fight, and I feel I did that. And obviously, like I knew like this fight was important to me, but I feel like if I was just to focus on like the last fight in the deal, I feel it's like But because I focus more on the preparation, showing up, being me, I feel everything else just falls into place. So that's what I was more emphasized on. But yeah, for sure, that's something like I feel like I'm in a better negotiation seat now, and I want to continue fighting for the UFC, and hopefully, we get a good deal that's worth for what I've done, and we could continue. So I could keep fighting for the company. It's a great company, and at UFC, I feel sometimes a lot of the staff don't get enough credit. On fight week, they do so much. They make it so easy for the fighters on fight week, and I'm very appreciative for that, and that's why I like fighting for UFC.
And how much do you think it helps too that like you're an entertaining fighter, man? Like it's not like we're talking about a wrestler who's kind of laying and praying or anything. Like how much do you think that'll help in terms of re-signing with the UFC?
Yeah, I think that's gonna help a lot because obviously, UFC, they like guys who are entertaining. And, I know I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. You could say more of a grappler, but I
Mm.
feel my fights haven't been that grappler narrative where I'm just hugging somebody, just getting the decision. There's not a lot of action going on. I feel all my fights they've been action packed. And the last fight, like I was just throwing, you know what I mean? And it didn't we there wasn't really no groundwork. And it was just I felt right on the feet, so I was like, I'm gonna box this guy. So
It all worked out. So obviously you got to take care of that first, but if you could kind of choose right now and let's say the contract sign and all that, when would you like to fight next? You have kind of an ideal timeline of when you want to get back in there.
yeah, I think early next year, February, March, I think would be good. Because I'm looking at a lot of the cards and I'm being realistic. A lot of them already booked that I'm seeing, like obviously December, January, even in February. But I'm seeing a lot of new fights getting announced in March. I'm seeing that, even some February. So that's why I'm kind of thinking. I think realistically, probably March because it doesn't seem like a lot of those cards are booked. So that would be a cool time frame. Plus, I'd give my body a little rest. Even though I'm going to be training, if I could train more smart and just be kind of work on things so I could grow as a fighter. Because after a fight, I like that little period where I don't have a fight because I feel I grow the most in those phases. Versus if I just jump into something, I feel there's really no room for growth because I'm focused more on a Pacific guy, a fighting style. So this little period I enjoy because this is where I really get better.
Any opponents in mind? I mean, not necessarily calling anyone out, but I'm sure you're looking at the division going, hey, that would be a pretty fun fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, man. I mean, there like Ricky Torcio, he has a fight. He'd be cool. He won the Ultimate Fighter, so it'd be cool to fight somebody that won the Ultimate Fighter. You even have like Amon Zahabi who beat Ricky. I mean, maybe like that would be a good fight. Um, some of these guys I don't even know a lot of their names. There's so many of these guys. There's somebody that just I'm thinking right now, but I don't know his name. Um, even like I don't know like well, my last opponent was Ukrainian. I don't mind fighting wrestlers, man. I know a lot of the guys that avoid the wrestlers, even like wrestlers from like I don't know Eastern Europe, you want to call them. Like I don't want to put them uh, characterize them all as Russians, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of
I
course.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't mind fighting any of those guys. I know a lot they get like fear because of the wrestling, but I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. I can wrestle, so it's no problem for me.
And what about the rest of the week? What do you got planned? I know you're back in the gym a little bit, but you got anything fun planned? Any nice dinners or anything like that? What are you getting up to?
Yeah, I mean, this week I'm actually going to be helping some teammates. I have some teammates who are amateurs fighting in King of the Cage, Reno, Nevada, I believe next Saturday. So I'm going to be trying to helping them out a lot this week, and next week I'm going to go corner them. So just, help them out, show my support as a teammate. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna be eating a lot of food too as well. And I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving as well. It's always cool that you're not in fight camp during Thanksgiving, 'cause I've
I
done it
bet.
before and it sucks, man. But this Thanksgiving I'm gonna get to enjoy, and I'm excited for that.
What have you enjoyed the most food wise since the fight? Like, what's your go-to meal?
Well, obviously, In and Out, went there.
Mhm.
I got some pizza. There's a place, Rosati's. I don't know if you've heard of it. Rosati's Pizza. They're based out of Chicago, but they got locations in Vegas. And so I went there yesterday. I was in Vegas. I'm in Cali now, but I just got back from Vegas last night. But so I was there, went to the PI and stuff. But I got Rosati's Pizza, like so good, man. Like it's deep dish. I don't know if you've ever had it, but
I
it's
have, yeah, in
different.
Chicago, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's different, but that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, it's more like a pie than an actual pizza. It's huge. It's
Yeah.
got some meat in it. No pun intended. And what about like, are you catching up on any shows or anything like what? Because I know there's a lot of stuff you probably neglect during camp that maybe you have time to do now. Anything like that?
Yeah, there was a show I was gonna get into. Uh, I don't know. This might sound weird. I watched the Dahmer show, man. Like
Yeah,
that was very
we talked
wild.
about
But
this last time. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah. And then I started watching like the John Wayne Gacy tapes, and just I don't know. It's fucking wild. Those guys are crazy dudes. You know what I mean? It's crazy because nowadays like the media is like, oh, this guy's crazy, but like no, these motherfuckers are a different kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like the mental health, I know it's a thing, but sometimes there's some people I think using that too much. Like they got a mental health issue when really it's not even, I don't even know, but they're characterizing certain people as mental health when I think a lot of people are just being lazy fuckheads. But but yeah, I wanted to catch up on that for sure. And I don't know, I'm into there's a show One Piece. It's an anime show, and that's real cool. They just came out with a new movie. I want to check that out. And yeah, man. So, I think shows like that.
Lots of good stuff coming. Have you seen? Have you watched Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix? That's a good show too.
That's the show right there. That's the one I
Oh, is
wanted
it
to get into.
okay? Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just
I
came out
didn't
with the
know
new
the name.
season. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you caught up on all that?
I'm almost caught up on the latest season. It's really good. I don't know why I love that show. It used to be on when I was younger. They had the host and everything, and now they've brought it to Netflix. And it's just I just like stuff like that because then you have to figure out like how did this happen? And there's like
Yeah,
lack
that's
of
what I like
evidence and
too.
stuff. But it's very good. So yeah,
I, I need to watch the first season and then catch up from there.
there's a couple ones on like UFOs and Bigfoot and stuff, and it's wild, man. Like not that I'm going to be a conspiracy theorist here, but you got to
Nah,
watch it, and it definitely gives
yeah.
you a different point of view on things.
It's interesting for sure. Like, I don't know, I
Yeah,
like learning about all that stuff, even though you may believe it or not, but it's still interesting. Like the pyramids, I love learning about all that stuff.
same
It's
here.
so interesting.
There we go. Johnny, thanks for doing this, man. Enjoy the victory week. I'm sure we'll talk soon. In the meantime, if there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, anything like that, man, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, well, appreciate you for having me. So I want to thank you, man. You number one, always taking the time. I know you're busy. You talked to me before, after, so it's great. My management team, Iridium Sports, my team, Sequence, Entrum Gym, and as well as some like all my sponsors. But this fight camp, the ones like that really helped me a lot. Rubit, like they really supported me a lot for this fight camp. Represent and yeah, man. So I'm excited. I appreciate everybody that supports me and I can't wait to get back in the cage and do it again and just improve and get better. The goal's not done, so we're gonna keep going.